Hello and welcome to this screencast about processing text with RapidMiner. My name is Alo Presidente and I'm a master's student, and I have done this for my dissertation. In this case, I process all scripts available from Hugo Chavez program Alo Presidente, and I will show you how I did it. So first of all, I accessed the scripts, which luckily were publicly available. So if we go here to the web page alopresidente.gov.ve, and if you go to the link of Material Alo, you can click on transcripciones del Alo Presidente and you will find them one by one. Now, what I did is that I didn't download all of them one by one because it would have taken a long time. So I used a Firefox add-on, which is called Down Them All. Once you install it though, and you click on one of the files to download, you can just say download them all, and here you specify into which folder, and then you press OK, and magically you have all PDFs in your selected directory. But to process these in RapidMiner, it's recommended to transfer them into a text file, which is why a script was used that functions with a Java program called Tika. I'll show it to you here. Tika, that's how it's spelled. If you download that from the web, this is why I use a script, which is very simple, and you will have it in the blog where the rest of the scripts are, as well as the processes for the text analysis. All you need to do is change the root to your file, which is this here. I'll show you a quick way to find out. So you go to Finder, go and find where the documents that you are converting from PDF to text are. So in this case, mine are here. And just select one of the documents and hit Command I. And here you can just simply copy and paste this path file over to here, which, well, in my case it's already been done. I'm just going to close this so we can have a better look, and just make sure the termination is exactly the same as it is here, the file extension, and also make sure that wherever you've installed Tika, this is the correct path as well. Okay, so once that's been done, you can hit Command S to save, and well, you don't necessarily need to close it, and go and open your terminal. Since this is a shell file, you need to do sh, and then in my case I have my Tika test in my home in Mac, so that's what I thought, but probably not. Tika test.sh. It was there. That's it, yes. So all you need to do is do sh and then the name of your test file, well, converting file, .sh, and then it will start processing all of the documents, as you can see here. I've already done this, so I don't need to wait until it's all done. And I'll just show you that the text files will be in the exact same folder where your PDF files were, and you don't need to be worried about the double document extension. Let's just open one of these so that you can have a look. And there we are. All the PDF converted into text, ready for analysis. So once this is done, we can go to the RapidMiner website. All you need to do is quickly Google RapidMiner. RapidMiner.com is the website. and just go to download the RapidMiner Community Edition, which is free. And here you have all the options for which ones you would like to download. Windows, other systems would include Mac or Linux. And here you have an installation guide and video tutorials. So once you've installed RapidMiner, it's always best practice to open it using terminal. So I will show you how to do that. You just go to terminal once again. It's taking a while. Here we go. First of all, you need to go to the folder where you have installed your RapidMiner. To change directories, you do CD. In my case, it's inside a folder called bin, then inside a folder called RapidMiner, and then inside a folder called lib. Yep. And then here, I'll try to find quickly. Here it is. This is how you should initiate RapidMiner. Java, since it's a Java program. This is to open it with the maximum memory and jar RapidMiner jar. So we hit enter. And that should soon as my computer wakes up, open RapidMiner at any point. Here it comes. Yep. Okay, so just for the purposes of this exercise, I'll create a new process for now, just to show you how it works. So, first of all, you need to go to text processing. If you don't have text processing, you can go to help and update RapidMiner, which in this case I'm not going to do. But there, if you don't have text processing, it will appear here for you, and then you can just select it. You select here, and you do select, deselect, and then install. Okay, so you go to text processing. In this case, we are processing documents from files. And you select it, and you need to tell it which file is it that you would like to process. In this case, we will do 2006, and you need to give it a class name, which I will give it 2006, and I say OK. We extract the text. This is all fine. Vector creation, for the purposes of what we'll be doing, we say binary term occurrences. We would like to keep the text. And we prune, which means to select, let's say a minimum and maximum. So in this case, we say absolute, and we say prune below 20 and prune above 60. This refers to number of times that the term occurs. So we're not interested in anything less than 20 or anything that is above 60, since this would mean that it's a really common word that we are not interested in. So that's that. And then we double click, and we need to do tokenization, which is what will separate the text into separate words. And we just leave it as it is. Then we could filter tokens by length. So minimum characters 4, maximum characters 25, that's fair, that's okay. You need to connect one process to the other. Disconnect ports and connect, you say yes, okay. Stemming is necessary, which means that it stems the word, it just goes to the root of the word. In my case, I will say Spanish. And finally, we transform the cases into lowercase, and now this is all connected, and we can go to the upper level now. Okay, and now after processing the documents, we need to do a numerical to binomial, which means that it turns the text into true or false in whether it appears with other terms or not. So we can type here numerical, and we drag it here, and we connect the example set to the example set. Yep, and then after that we do FP growth, which is necessary for creating association rules, and numerical to binomial is necessary for doing FP growth. Numerical to binomial, these options are fine. And these default for FP growth are fine, okay, as well. And then we do association rules. We drag it here. And again, the frequency now is what we want to analyze for association rules. And then the association rules is what's going to give us results. And this is a confidence level, so 80% of confidence is okay. And we're ready to hit play. We could save it if we want. So I'll save it here in a folder that I already have, and I'll call it screencast. Okay, and off we go. And here are the results. We need to switch to the result perspective to have a look at them. And here are the association rules. So just to explain a bit, this support means how much the word appeared in the whole set of documents that we are analyzing. Sometimes it's interesting to look at the middle range of the support, just because the less common words sometimes are the most interesting ones. But I'll just show you a few examples that I thought were quite interesting. So for example, you can look at the results by the conclusions, filtering the results by conclusion. So in this case, for example, if we take terrorismo as a conclusion, which is terrorism, you can see here, for example, that, which one is a good one? Here. Well, you see probably many terms, many premises that guide to a conclusion that will make sense to you if you know Hugo Chavez's general discourse. But yes, for example, these are the archives from 2003. And in this case, this was the times of the referendum that the opposition was organizing to revoke the president halfway through his present, well, his term at the time. So here, for example, you can see that it says preparando revocatorio as the premises, and the conclusion is terrorismo. So it means that preparing the revocatory process was an act of terrorism, which is quite interesting. That's one example. Here, oligarchy. So we have here many references to terrorism. Something here about terrorism being the oligarchy's fault. Generally, the president refers to the opposition as the oligarchy, and this one's really interesting. It says that the North American empire are the premises, and the conclusion is the oligarchy. So in some ways, a relationship is being established between the both, as if they belonged to the same group. This one was something that was quite newsworthy at the time. So, for example, this was the time that they wanted to nationalize once again the iron industry in Venezuela. So they're talking about transnationals and the CVG, and here we have something referring to neoliberal agreements, and the conclusion is the CVG. That one was interesting, and also something that was happening at the time was what is called the Robinson Mission, which is a Cuban system of literacy for adults, where they learn by courses imparted through television. And here there's a reference to it. Here it goes. So here, bachiller, which is a very Venezuelan term for high school, we will begin, and television. So it is referring to the Robinson Mission system. So as you can see, RapidMiner is quite a useful tool to not only find the most common words in a speech or in a group of text, but also to see how words are related to each other, and which premises draw which conclusions. Sadly, for some reason, and I have tried it, you cannot export association rules as you see it here, which is quite a shame, unless I don't know how to do it, and in that case I invite you to please comment on the blog post and let me know how it's done. But yeah, it's still a very useful tool. So I hope this has been useful for you as well, and I please invite you to comment on the blog post if you have anything to say, any suggestions, any questions. You're more than welcome to comment. Well, thank you very much for listening.